Good day, viewers around the world. My name is Godwin Iweajunwa, and you are welcome to News Echoes Global Africa this Wednesday, 31st January 2024. I am here. For now, it's still me, but we just have to go ahead with the news updates. You're welcome, viewers. So we are watching what is going on. Today is our Global Africa. Take note that news happen every minute. Something is happening every hour. So it's in our own interest to just put it together and give you the main issues that affects us also. Joining me from far away, Lagos, Nigeria, is our one and only Lady BD Nana.
Hello, Massive Mark.
You're welcome. Welcome to News.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome. Thank you for
joining us.
Can you hear me? Loud and clear.
Good morning.
Right? Yes, I can hear you
well. Good morning, viewers. Thanks for having us again today. Let's do it like always.
Let's do it like always. We see all the effort you put to be here, even when the electricity is off, the data is not running. We appreciate all that. So joining us also far away, Toronto, Canada, is our brother, the big man, Sir George Chukwu. Good morning, sir. Sir George, can you hear me? Your volume. Okay, while our people join, will be connecting, viewers, in the news headline, let's begin with something good. Let's start with some good news from Nigeria. We checked on the corruption index website, transparency.org.ng, and there's a good news somehow. Transparency Index says Nigeria has moved up in the corruption index. It's interesting to know that. If you go to the website, you see that information there. We moved up 5 places up to the rank of 145 from where we were before. So we are now on the 145 in the corruption index list. That's pretty good for Nigeria. BD, are you okay now? Can you talk?
I'm okay. Yes, I can talk now.
Nice.
Good morning. Okay. Thanks for having me here.
Good. George, are you good? Let's see if George is okay too. George, is he okay there? Okay, I think George is still fixing. Yes, BD, go ahead.
I heard what you said. You said is a good news. Yeah. I wonder what is good news in being in the top 145 in corruption. So, Massive Mag, a very funny person. No. What is good about that? The people that are in number 1 to 10.
We were on 180 as at the last time about 2-3 years ago. 180.
I want to call your attention to certain things I've
let's see if George is good. Sorry. George, are you good? Sir George, we are. Can you hear us? Okay, Billy, go ahead. I think George is fixing the.
He can hear us too.
Yes, go ahead.
So and there's another thing I want you people to have in mind. If some international bodies can be bribed to give some certain awards. To influence on certain things. Do you understand? Considering the kind of government we have now, who can go miles to do things? Because I'm a Nigerian and I'm based in Nigeria. And someone coming to tell us that we used to be in 80, now we're in 45, we moved about 30-something step downwards. With this present condition in Nigeria, I might doubt that person. But who am I? I'm not the record maker, but just my personal opinion.
Good. BD, let me say something here to our viewers that are listening. Your views in most times when we come to this board have been proven to be very correct.
I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Massive Mark, I can't hear you. This audio problem today is. I can't. It's okay now. You went off. Your audio went off then, but you're okay now.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Viewers, we're sorry for all these hitches. These are some of the things technology does once sometime. BD, I said your views and what you'd tell us from your research, your investigation in this frame, this network has, through the passage of time, have proven to be correct. Yes, let me say that with all confidence because there were some things you've been saying, and the other members will probably say, "Oh, BD, you have to be very sure." But I found out that they are all looking very correct. One of it is one of the things we will come into later. Not now. We're going to be talking about the Fulani National Movement that says they are threatening jihad across Nigeria if the federal government fails to release the president of the Meaiti Allah. I think that is Bello Bodojo. So you said this last time that this man he's with the DSS, but the DSS don't want to. So we'll come to that, BD.
Yeah.
It's exciting and it's nice to know that the things you say are what it is. That's why I'm ready. So I'll repeat that anyway to our panelists, the other colleagues, and then we can go on. So let's go on with the news. Great man from the UK, London, Femi Oke is joining us. The DHG, Better Nigeria. Femi, you're welcome to News Echoes this Wednesday morning.
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. I'm just in the middle of moving around, so yeah, you'll excuse me.
It's okay. It's okay. You are excused. I mean, we're in a time when technology has made it easy. You can be doing your thing and be putting out your information, putting out your content, and it's all part of it. This is why we're human. Human multitask. Women do all of that. So you're welcome, Femi. There's this small discussion we just started with Nigeria moving up the corruption index, and we're now moved up to the rank of 145 from about 180 countries. We are now number 145. We all know that we were down the ladder before. What do you have to say? I checked this on the corruption index website. 145 for Nigeria out of 180.
But we all know that corruption is endemic in Nigeria. That's not news, really, is it?
Mm-hmm.
So nothing has changed in how many years? I don't think anything is going to change anytime soon. We've been seeing the revelations from the previous government of President Muhammad Buhari, Mr. Integrity. So, and that's why I always say to people, it is irrelevant who the leader is. It is more about the people and the followers and those who are supposed to implement the policies. That is where the corruption is. And that's why I've always maintained that we have a system of evil servants masquerading as civil servants. That is the bane of corruption in Nigeria. That is where it is endemic, and nothing in government can work whilst those evil servants take sway. And so if you think all of a sudden, because Peter Obi becomes the president, or Atiku becomes the president, or whoever, God, becomes the president, suddenly corruption will be finished, it is a big lie from the pit of hell. So we should tell ourselves the truth. And it's not even just the evil servants. In normal Nigerian society as a whole, corruption is pervasive. Whether it's from your family members, whether it's in industry. Ibidi was talking about doing PR. And in normal parlance, PR is just public relations. But she's talking about giving, brown envelopes to people. This is basic scenario in Nigeria. So if you don't, and then with the problem we have with the economy, poverty and whatever, it is not helpful. So it's very difficult. But we have to find a way, a reorientation of the people to change the mindset away from corruption. And of course, there is no consequence for, even if you are caught for corruption, especially the bigwigs. Is my final point. We found out that there was a chap who was found guilty of, I can't remember how many billions the other day, and was given a 5-year sentence. Okay? In other serious countries, once you've been found guilty at the lower courts, you go straight to prison, and then you appeal whilst you're in prison. But in Nigeria, you're free until it goes to the Supreme Court, which could be 5, 6, 7, 8 years. And then suddenly, oh, you go to prison. And then again, you can get a presidential pardon. This is Nigeria for you.
Thank you. Femi is now saying it as it is. Femi, thank you.
I always say as it is. Enough is enough, so it's okay.
Judge, can we?
I guess, Femo, I think you're tired of being tired, man.
Femi never. This is good. He says that what he said. George,
no.
You're welcome.
One thing I like about Femi is very passionate, and wherever he stands, you can be assured that he will maintain that cause. So that is very good. Yeah, but anyway, the point about it is that, yes, indeed, we don't know where those statistics are coming from. But if it is going to help our international, the way the international people view us favorable in terms of coming to invest in Nigeria, which will increase, our chances of bringing in more companies and, more companies that can actually come and start establishing in Nigeria and helping our younger people, to get jobs, I say kudos to that. So we welcome such news, hopefully, because, actually, if you think about it, most of these other countries, sometimes what you see is not what you get. They pad their whatever statistical data that they put out there in the world. You will not know the real deal, because they don't want to look good outside. They don't want to discourage investors. They don't want to discourage people from doing businesses in their country. So if we are in that particular era also, whereby we can be able to do whatever to look good outside for international business, I welcome it. But at least let it be something that at the end of the day will help, the economy of Nigeria, so people can get jobs, because it's really deplorable in that country right now as we stand.
Wonderful, George. Wonderful, everybody. And also, viewers are putting in comments. Xgen Wireless Limited says corruption is endemic because the country is not for human beings of Nigeria. It makes no sense to expect people to take care of things that are not theirs. Our people owned the land before Nigeria, in quotes, was imported to teach us to degenerate our ancestors. Okay, well, this is Xgen Wireless view, and yes, everybody has how we see it. Gentlemen, today I want us to look more into a serious thing. Because like Femi, like George observed, Femi is passionate about Nigeria. And what I observe is all of you here, and even the guys that are not here, are all passionate about a better Nigeria. So we all fall into Femi's company, Femi's brand, Better Nigeria. Now, the thing is, will there be better Nigeria? As at this morning, the Senate has summoned service chiefs over rising killings, kidnapping. It has increased in this past month. We see what is going on. BD, I think you will give us more on that. Sad news going on. Now, my take is this, before I open up to you guys. My take is it's a shame that we allow this group of people to ruin our country. Miscreants, less intelligent people with less ammunitions, and they get away with all these killings, kidnapping. When the Nigerian government has what it takes to really control all of these rowdy situation. Now, I checked on the Nigerian Air Force, and I saw that we have all the fighter planes. I mean, some of these fighter planes, Nigeria Air Force has. Many countries don't have them, but we specially order for them. They take their time to build these things for us. The M35 46 jet, the Leonardo AW100 Tracker jet. I mean, the names are all on and on. You have many of these jet fighters in our custody, in our Air Force armory, and still we have this problem of killing. let me start with BD. BD, how do you see this? The chiefs are being summoned on this, and they need to tell us why they can't fight this thing. Why? Why are we caught up in this?
I like that question. Why can't they fight this killing, this kidnapping? Now, early this year, there was alarm that the kidnapping and killing in Abuja was overwhelming, and it's really true. We got to a point that the kidnappers went into an army barracks, army estates, and kidnapped people. Not just after kidnapping them, they start asking for ransom of 30 million naira. And the army and the people were running around together to get 30 million naira to pay the kidnappers so that they can release the people they kidnap. Now, what is your hope as a Nigerian? If in a federal capital territory of a country, they kidnap people at will, now went into an estate owned by Nigerian army to kidnap people, and they are ready to pay 30 million naira, then there is no hope for you. I said that was not enough. In the southwest now, they've come to the south because it's like they've conquered Abuja. Yes, because yesterday they killed a daughter and a grandmother and took a lot of children. Now they're in the southwest now. Before it's like they said they've conquered north, fighting on the southeast, because the southeast is giving them their match. They are not. Do you understand? That's the problem in the southeast. They actually want to conquer the southeast, but the southeast people are not relenting. That is the problem you hear in the southeast. Now they've entered the southwest. Just yesterday, they kidnapped 3 Obas and they killed 2. And this in Ekiti State. And these Obas they killed. When you talk about Oba, you talk about these are first-class Obas. These are not just Obas. These are Obas that represent what a society should be. Do you understand? Now, this Oba, now the point I want to make now, if they can come to a state, a community, a town, and kidnap an Oba, what is your hope as an ordinary citizen in that state? You don't have hope. Now,
we'll come to you. This is very, very important issue we're raising up here. George, you wake up in the morning, you hear they've kidnapped a group of girls. In fact, the videos I've seen so many videos that I can't see. I'm just so overwhelmed, and I don't know what to say. George, what is happening to our country? Incessant killing, kidnappings.
During the Buhari administration, many things did happen. They had the opportunity to clip this thing in the bud, to nip it, but it did not happen. Even when they, after pressure, captured some of these people, they put them in prison, calls will come in, all of a sudden nobody knows where they are, because they say they have been, these people have been, what's the word that they use? Is it, rehabilitated. So let me tell you something. Why is it now, all of a sudden, if you go to Plateau State, if you go to Benue State, that is what you call genocide taking place. They are deliberately, Fulani people are deliberately taking over that place. And when you understand the way they're doing it, they will kill a few, but they will burn all their food, burn all their houses, and they want to chase them away. So what now happens is, even when they decide to come back to live, there is no place to live. Most of them will move out of that place. And then finally, they will change the name of the place and bring Fulani people to come and overtake the place. It is a systemic genocide to remove certain people, because in that area, they consider it to be the northern part, but it's mostly Christians. And they are changing the conversation and the climate of that area politically. That is exactly what you are saying. I don't care what anybody is saying. Let's call a spade a spade. Now, listen to this. Most of these things that are happening in that country are being sponsored by the elites, whether we like it or not. Yes, it cannot be. Why is it that all of a sudden a southwestern individual becomes the president, and then you start seeing the increase to make that place ungovernable. The same thing that happened during Jonathan administration. The reason why that woman was crying out and saying, "Oh, now you only waka come." The reason is still happening right now.
And it has increased. George, let's keep it with you. What's still coming back, gentlemen? This is an issue, a burning issue that has to be trashed out, and everybody should be involved in all of this. Every Nigerian. I mean, nobody's a lesser Nigerian. Femi, you have a passion for Nigeria. Now you wake up in the morning, you're part of the country, the Southwest, 2 Obas, like BD just said.
Can you imagine 2 Obas?
Killed, not even only just kidnapped, but killed. And little kids, I see little children being raped, little children killed, mother, Femi.
Yeah, I'm not perturbed about whether they're Obas or any political. That's of no significance. The issue here is that I take umbrage with the suggestion that this is a conspiracy of people trying to invade or like Fulanize Nigeria. Now, the problem this is the problem we do in Nigeria, is that we politicize criminality. Now, kidnappings are happening. Killings are happening, banditry are happening, communal conflicts are happening. All manner of things are happening in every region in Nigeria. It's not one source of what is happening. Each individual issue has its own origins, and they're all different. Some of it is just blatant criminality, some of it is tribal, some of it is religious, and some of it is just about the people wanting to kidnap to make money. Some of it is even political. So when you try to lump everything into one, sphere and say it's all about some hegemony trying to happen, that's fake news. And I like us to tell ourselves the truth. And the final thing I like to say is that, look, I don't see any invasion of Southwest. Things have been happening in the Southwest from before. It's not as bad as before. Things are happening in Abuja. They've happened before. They're not going to stop happening. You understand? Nigerians have a penchant for killing themselves. This is a thing. We love to kill ourselves, whether it's Indigo, killing Indigo, whether it's Fulani, killing Fulani, and people in the Middle Belt killing themselves, Yoruba kidnapping themselves or killing themselves for rituals or whatever. It's happening everywhere. You understand? And it is down to the people. No leader is going to stop that happening. You talked about the military. Now, let me tell you this. If you really want to solve our problems, you need what we call rapid response squads, forces, okay, that on the warning, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, they can get to the venue, get to the zone, wherever the incident's happening. That needs, do you know how many helicopters you're going to need in the vastness of Nigeria to get to every incident at every single time? Even in America, they can't do it. Even in the UK, they can't do it. But you're going to have hundreds, if not thousands of helicopters. Do we have that capacity? No, we don't. So it's not, an air jet is not going to interject anybody. You need helicopters, and you need them to be armed. You need to have infrared. And then you've got to have intelligence. You understand? There's so much involved. So what I'm saying to you is this, and the final point I want to make is that a lot of these incidents are done in such a way to present this Fulani invasion thing. We know what happened in Edo State when the train station was attacked and they were told there was Fulani herdsmen, only to find that, guess what? It was the locals in Naira, Urumi, that actually did the thing to themselves. Do you understand? That is on record. We know what happened in Ibarapa when they killed the professor, and they said it was Fulani people that did it. Whereas on investigation, it was found out that it was a political killing, assassination, and they used the Fulani people as a ruse to cover up their tracks, but they were found out. So we mustn't look at things on the surface and paint everything with one brush. Even in the Middle Belt, there's a fight for resources, mineral resources, and so on and so forth. They've been killing themselves in the plateau since forever. It's not new.
They've been killing. Can I say something? Yes, I quite agree with you, Shegu. Femi, they've been killing themselves.
Who is Shegu?
Femi, I quite agree with you. They've been killing themselves. But from day one, what was the motive of that killing? There was a motive of that killing. Now, let me tell you, the Middle Belt you talked about, there's something you say Nigerians like killing themselves. I totally disagree to that. I know we'll have some bad eggs among us, But Nigerians don't like killing themselves.
The figures say otherwise. The figures say otherwise.
Gentlemen,
to that.
you know how we put it is this. Listen to this. But I like the way Femi put it together. Femi, that was very apt of you. But this is how it happens in most cases. When there's a crack on the wall, something just breaks the wall, then other factors begin to expand on the crack on the wall. Do you get that? So Femi is right. Something will happen.
Massive Mike, I disagree to you. No. I disagree to you. I said that right.
Let me tell you something. George and BD's got a point.
Let me tell you something. It is time for us to stop being politically correct when it comes to things that are happening in our country, because there are origins and there are sources. Now, a lot of times we want to get away from pointing fingers and stuff like that. But if we really want to be truthful to ourselves, yes, indeed. Partially, I agree with Femi that there are so many things are happening. There are people that are duplicating certain things and trying to make it look like it is not. But the point about it is this: if we are truthful to ourselves and really investigate some of these things, I am telling you, it's not starting from the bottom. It is starting from the top, like it or not. Now, I was in politics for 2 years in Nigeria, and what I saw and what I heard and some of the things that I experienced in that place, it was beyond comprehension, and you will never, ever see it on the news channel, on the newspapers. But these are intelligence that are so festered among the politicians, but nobody will be, everybody will be afraid to come and say it openly. So there are some things that are happening. Like, for instance, when you go to some of these areas where the Boko Haram is happening, flights, private jets are coming in and going out. What is going on? We know these things. Oil bunkering in River State has been happening for many, many years. Ships are coming in and going out until recently that it was exposed. They knew about it, but nobody would say money is going into private pockets, and a lot of people on top know about it. It is not common men that are doing these things. It is men that know what they are doing, and they are, systematically just doing it and getting away with it. So the point is this: it's time to call a spade, and let's face facts, because until we do so, it will continue to, fester like it is right now.
George came tough this time. BD,
no, it's true.
We're going to break. Because I also want to help Femi understand that the Fulani National Movement have threatened Nigeria and says we're going on jihad. So that counters some of what Femi said. But BD, let me hear you.
Now,
go ahead.
I want to tell Femi something based on the middle bet he brought up. See, I've lived in Jos. Do you understand? I stopped visiting Jos like 7-8 years ago because of what I saw with my eyes. My family still lives there. Now, you see, in that plateau, that middle belt you talked about, there has been fight of supremacy. Who owns this land? Who don't own it for years? Now, presently, what is happening in there is that they will go into those villages. They will kill these people. They will burn their houses. They will run away. Now, when they attack a village and people run away, you expect that when you go to that place, that weed and grasses would have overgrown those places. But it's different in the plateau, the one I know, the one I've seen, I've gone to. I'm not talking about any part. But when you go to those villages, you see Fulanis have taken over those villages. They did not just take over those villages. You see that activities are going on in those villages. Mining, farming, normal life. And then another surprising thing you see in those places, they have security. That's the one I'm wondering. They have security guiding them. Now we have a government who said they don't know about this, who said they are handicapped. When these people ran away from their villages, what did you do? Let's assume you didn't do anything. Now you know that other people have taken over that place. You kept quiet. What do we call that? So it's nobody, I understand your point, but nobody is calling Fulanis on what they did not do. They must have started something before they will be fingered.
Okay, wonderful. BD, this is why we need you on the frame at all points, because you're on ground. You just said you visited Jos, so you saw situation real time.
7 years ago. 7 years ago.
But Femi said 7 years ago. Anyway, we're coming back, Femi. Femi,
7 years ago, I stopped visiting because I'm afraid of war. I'm afraid of war. That's why I stopped going.
All right, gentlemen, good discussion. Everybody's putting it out well. Like we said, George observed, you guys are all passionate about your country. That's why you say what you say. Viewers, we have quite some number of viewers here, gentlemen. We are on to SSM News Echoes Wednesday morning, Global Africa, and we'll be right back. Thank you.
Arise, oh, compatriots, Nigeria's call, obey, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. Shall never be in vain, to serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
This country has some of the most extraordinary culinary diversity in the world. I'm talking about Nigeria. This first dish is amala abula, made popular by the Yoruba people in southwest Nigeria. It starts with amala made from dried yam and then is covered in a variety of soups. Next we have ofe and sala, a white soup that is synonymous with the Igbo people of southeastern Nigeria. It goes best with fufu, or akbo as the Igbos call it. Next we have suya, the most well-known food of the Hausa and Fulani people of northern Nigeria. Meat is covered in a peanut-based powder called yaji and cooked over an open fire. This is banga and starch, a classic of the Urhobo people of Delta State. Lastly, we have onunu, a plantain-based swallow of the Izon people in South Nigeria. We are eating it with fisherman's soup, popular throughout this whole region. And of course, we don't forget the jollof rice. This is popular everywhere in Nigeria. I think what makes Nigeria so great is the diversity of all the different people coming together. These beautiful ethnic groups living side by side, sharing culture and cuisine is what makes Nigeria such an amazing country to visit. Nigerians should be so proud of that cultural heritage, as there is so much more that unites than divides them.
Viewers, you are welcome. You're back to our show. We do every Wednesday morning. Global Africa, SSM News Echo, Global Africa. Man, thank you. You guys are still in the frame. Yesterday, Femi, maybe you've not had this. The Fulani Nationalist Movement, FUNAM, is abbreviated, issued a statement saying they are threatening jihad across Nigeria if security agencies fail to release their president, the president of the Miati Allah group, that's Bello Bodejo. It brings us to that talk of BD and some of the intelligent analysis she gives. BD told us that last time that yes, the man is being held by DSS, but DSS came and made a refutal announcement to say they don't have him, So, but the truth is, he's being held by DSS because his group has come to say they must release him. So, and this has also is bringing up other groups, other indigenous groups in Nigeria. The IPOB people yesterday also said it's time to defend themselves against jihadists. The Yoruba nation said they would not take anybody coming to attack them in their father's land. Femi, let me start with you. When you hear this, I don't know, are you following the news? It's all over the news.
I hear these things. It doesn't, as I said to you all before, that Nigerians like killing themselves. BD says no. Just watch this space. It's nothing new. We've had IPOB say their own. We've had men do their own. We have Boko Haram doing their own. Oduduwa Nation want to try and do something. This is not news. This is normal scenario in Nigeria. Is it possible that they can Fulanize Nigeria? It is impossible. What is the population of the Fulanis? What's the population of the rest of Nigeria? Can they come and Fulanize you in Abeokuta or wherever? It's just not. It's not possible. So the idea of jihad to take the Quran to the Atlantic Ocean. I mean, this was a notion that people used to talk about. But I've got news to tell you. The jihad, the Quran is already in the Atlantic Ocean. Go to Lagos, go to Ijebu. It's full up of Muslims. You understand? So the idea that they need to Islamize Nigeria is impossible. They're not going to change anyone's religion. They can't force their religion on you. They can't force their culture on you. All they're going to do is create mayhem and kill Nigerians, like I've been saying. So the problem now is poverty and lack of education that give these people mouth to talk, and the lack of any serious enforcement, you understand, to stop these people, to interject them from making these kind of incendiary statements. You make that kind of incendiary statement. Unfortunately, Nigeria has to be a democracy which almost turns itself into a kind of police state. That is where we need to be going. We need to ramp up really the number of police so that almost on every street corner you're seeing a policeman, and it's going to be like that. That's where we're heading. We're talking about state police. Maybe we need state police, but that's where we're heading. That's the only way we're going to curtail the kind of craziness that's happening in Nigeria. Because any two-bit fool can come today. You know what? I'm agitated. Yes, let's cut down Nigeria. This corner, they did this to me. They did that to me. I'm agitated.
Okay.
So it's a nonsense. It's a nonsense.
Yes, and somebody says Femi should stop saying what he's saying, that Nigeria love themselves. STJ Wireless, he said Nigeria loves themselves. Femi, so remove that notion that we love to kill ourselves. It's not true.
Let me qualify that. Let me just qualify that. It's not every Nigerian that wants to kill each other, but there's a significant minority that are killing each other, and that significant minority are in the millions. It's not a small number.
The significant minority does not rise up on their own. They never rise up on their own. There are forces behind most of them. What I'm talking about is some elements that are doing this thing for money, for their own personal, situation, or because they want money or want to do this or that. It's a small number. Let me tell you, these things are systematically being done. Most of them are sponsored from above. You will never discover that. And that's the reason why certain people can say some things they will say, and nothing will ever happen to them, and nobody will go after them. Why is that? One individual alone say, if the Lagos government cannot protect the Igbo business, maybe we'll call IPOB to come to Lagos to protect us. They arrested that man. I don't know what happened to him today. But look at the kind of nonsense that is coming from the north, from the Mieti Allah, and their group. And let me see somebody go and be arrested and then brought to justice up until today. But certain group of people, IPOB rises up and say two things. They arrest them. They lock them up. They don't come out. But the people from the north can threaten all they want to. Nobody rises up to do anything. Why is that, Femi? I want to understand, please.
Okay, let me answer that direct question quickly before BD comes in. You remember that person you mentioned was in the southwest. He was in Lagos. You understand? Exactly, and so right. he made his comments there threatening unrest in the southwest. So therefore, the authorities in Lagos arrested him. This person you're talking about is in the north, threatening people from the north. If he was in the southwest or in the southeast, I'm sure he would have been arrested now, like the Mieti Allah leader that's already arrested. So, and I do look forward to them arresting him as well. I think we shouldn't have a situation where anybody can just go around, say incendiary things and threaten people, because it's more or less terrorism. Threatening life and terrorism is a threat that needs to be addressed, they need to be arrested.
He was trying to make a statement because nobody was protecting Igbo businesses. They were burning it down. people were dying. Nobody was coming after, to protect them. He made a statement and said, if you guys cannot protect our businesses and protect our lives here, maybe we need to call these people to come and protect us. They picked him up within 24 hours. Why is
You can imagine.
Isn't it the federal government that isn't it Nigerians that are being threatened today? Is it not the same federal government that is ruling
I'm not disagreeing with you. I've already said that he should be arrested. I'm not disagreeing with you. Just like the guy in Lagos was arrested, this guy must be arrested as well. I don't disagree with you.
Okay, BD. So what happens after this? Mayor Itiala movement have said this. Imagine telling the whole of Nigeria that Nigeria will go up if they don't release their president.
They gave federal government 72 hours, and the 72 hours will be lasting by tomorrow. I think so. Today, yeah. They gave them 72 hours if they don't release their president. Now, from what you say there, I want us to start from the beginning. You see, the problem we have in this country is because of the way few people have hijacked the governance of this country. You said it earlier. This man was arrested. Now, till today, the DSS has not made it public. The media are not writing about it because there are special citizens in Nigeria. When I say people say, how am I? But that's truth. Anyhow, we look at it. Fulanis are special people in Nigeria and should be treated specially. Let me tell you, go and ask everybody around Nigeria. No police stations arrest Fulanis when they commit crime. If you arrest them, they will call the DPO. You release them. They've changed a lot of DPO because of arresting the Fulani herdsmen in Nigeria. Yes. Now, they've waited because the government told them, keep him quietly. We are talking with the authorities because he is a special Nigerian. So their people have waited. They've not released him. They now issued a statement. Now, in that statement they issued, look at some of the things they said. Femi, listen, that the plateau people, the middle belt, should learn to live under jihad. That if they are not ready to obey the laws of jihad, that they will kill them off. They said this. No arrest has been made. They said it. They are not denying it. They said their duty is to, Islamize the whole Nigeria. This is not the first time they are saying it. They've been saying it. But, I keep wondering when Nigerians, they say it's not possible. What is not possible? But they are doing it, and we're seeing it. And people keep saying it's not possible. It's happening. I'm telling you, it's happening. So now, the Nigerian government have not responded to them, but they've received their letter. They wrote to them, and they wrote to the plateau people. And warning plateau people that they are still coming. And they will come. You remember when they attacked them in 24th December? They wrote to them that they will come again on 29th. And they came. Now, Shegu talked about rapid squad.
Femi.
I
don't know who this Shegu is. He must be a nice guy.
Shegu is our presenter before now. Femi talked about special squad. We have them.
Okay. Listen.
But did they respond? They don't respond.
They're not enough.
Maybe Femi needs to go to the north a little and see some of these things.
I've been to the north. I've been to Bauchi. I've been to Jos. I've been to Kaduna. I've been to quite a few places. So I know about the north.
For 1 month or 2 months. Go and live there for years.
Go and live like BD live. Okay, thank you, gentlemen. It's serious. 72 hours will expire tonight, BD. And we are waiting to see government reaction to that. You don't threaten a sovereign state. I mean, Nigeria is a sovereign state.
Let's see what happens after 72 hours. I'm sure it's not going to be a Buhari scenario. Baba go slow is not going to happen. I'm sure the government will respond.
Exactly.
Okay,
because Nigerians are not.
Before we go into other discussion, let's also look at this. Former Anambra State governor and one-time presidential candidate of Labour Party, Peter Obi, did something on Twitter yesterday. He reacted to the state of what we've been saying here, state of the nation, and more importantly, the currency that has fallen. Gentlemen, our money is like tissue paper now. I mean, you all know what's happening. You all know. I don't need to say it. So, but anyway, Peter Obi reacted, and he said something very funny too. He said, Tinubu, the president government should get a Guinness World Record for putting Nigeria into more hardship. George, let me start with you. First of all, the currency has become not like nothing. To the man's comments that he should get an award, a Guinness record for a hardship country. What do you say, George?
Let me tell you something. Prior to the exit of Buhari, there were things that I was warning on this platform about the possibility of mortgaging Nigeria. There were things that were being padded during Buhari administration. And I can guarantee you, part of this situation that took place then was actually, they took place to make Buhari's government very difficult. Buhari, Asiwaju will not say it because Asiwaju is a politician. Asiwaju also is an APC member. But I saw and I heard through intelligence some of the things that were taking place in that era, where many things, money was being moved and things were happening, were padded. Everybody was afraid to talk about it. Let me tell you something. This man, our current president, inherited an impossibility that we're still standing today is only by God's grace. I am telling you, I'm not giving excuses for Asiwaju, but I know that his heart is in the right place. He wants things to change. But I can tell you today that this is as a result of what you call inept government, kakistocracy that took place for 8 years in Nigeria. I know it's coming, but it's going to change.
George, the man said it's his turn. So when you think somebody, I mean, if somebody says it's his turn, you should be prepared to do that. That means he's been planning it all along. So why will he come and say?
Let me tell you. No. One thing is this: the way you enter into a government is one thing, but another thing is the realities on ground when you get in.
Okay.
The realities that are on ground when you get in. Everything you are seeing today is as a result of 8 years. I am telling you, Nigeria, under our past president, Nigeria experienced the worst corruption ever because that man did not know his left from his right.
Oh,
he was sick most of the time.
He
didn't know what to do.
Thank you, George.
That's my own, yes.
On point. BD, this is it. You are there in Nigeria. Your money, $1 is like, I mean, you can carry all the Naira with just $1. BD, what's happening? And Peter Obi has responded. Peter Obi says, Tinubu should get a Guinness record for putting us into this.
Of course, he deserves, even before Peter Obi said it, he had said it, that he deserved a Guinness World of Record.
The man was it was just a jest. He was just joking.
Nah,
if you really talk about it, he was just joking.
Let me tell you. Now, I want to respond to Sir George. Sorry about this. See, you see in life, there are two types of prices we pay. You pay price for supporting evil. Now, Tinubu brought Buhari to Nigerians and said Nigerians should allow him rule them, that he's good, that he's taking himself for him. Not just that, for the 8 years of Buhari administration, Tinubu was the leader of APC. You know, now after have seen that, Tinubu told us that it was his turn to rule, and he did everything beyond human imagination to assume that office. And now someone sits somewhere and telling me that he inherited what? What did he inherit? He inherited what he caused himself? No. I don't take that. See, if Tinubu had started earlier to say, oh, Buhari, what you're doing this is that, what you're doing this in, but They were patching things. They patched things just to make sure that
can I
APC
interject?
was
Okay.
in power.
Can I interject?
You understand?
Can
And now
I
you're telling
interject?
me,
Can I
and he said,
interject?
he gave us, sorry, please, he gave us his words. He said, if he doesn't perform, we should hold him. Did you know he said, made those comments? We should hold him.
Can I come in for a minute? Can I come in for a minute?
Oh, okay, George.
Buhari was not put in there by Tinubu. Listen, pay attention. It's a rotational presidency. When our past two president, what's his name, died after 2 years, Fulani people said, no, we need another Fulani person in that place. It took a long time before Jonathan became the president. Why was it? Negotiation was going on. They wanted their own turn. Obasanjo negotiated with them and said, listen, give the South 6 years, take back 8 years plus 2 years of what's his name again? That would be 10 years. The South is still the South is still deficiting 4 years. You people are ahead. That is the only reason why it happened. Let me tell you, the Fulani people, they contacted the Prime Minister of England and also Obama. Obama sent John Kerry they sent people to negotiate. When it was agreed, they sent John Kerry to talk to Tinubu and talk to Buhari that Jonathan had agreed to concede the election. This is exactly what happened. Tinubu did not put him there. And it was an agreement between Tinubu and Buhari. After you go, it is my turn. So the man was fighting for his right. That is exactly what happens in the bedroom that you don't hear about.
I know what happened in the bedroom because I was there. Sir George, see.
Let's have a
Okay, look. Okay, let me get back to the real issue, and then I'll talk about the bedroom or no bedroom. The issue is the Naira. Okay, for those who are lamenting the fall in the Naira, they should understand that the CBN just revealed that in 7 months they spent 11 point something billion defending the Naira. Okay? That is money wasted as far as I'm concerned that could have been used to build roads, schools, hospitals, and whatever, security. But we continue to insist that the Naira must be high value, must be a certain value. The Naira is the value that it is. Whatever the market says it is. And we should stop trying to control the value of the Naira. It's not possible. We don't have the resources. And if we use the resources to do that, we're taking those resources from somewhere else. Okay, so the market has to determine the value of the Naira. And when we don't export, when we import and we don't export, what do you expect is going to happen to the Naira? It will continue to fall. And when people start to hedge, where they think that, look, because of inflation, I better keep my savings in foreign FX, the Naira will continue to fall. So these are the realities. Now, with regards to what Bidi said about, Tinubu's government is the same government. Of course, APC is the continuation government. But Tinubu is not Buhari. They're two completely different people. And the other thing is, if you might not remember, Tinubu actually wanted to become the vice president of Buhari, to have the first Muslim ticket. And it was Buhari that rejected that, okay? And in fact, Tinubu must be thankful that he rejected that. Because guess what? I don't think he'll be the president now if he was the vice president to Buhari. You understand? So at the end of the day now, we've got to clean up the mess. You understand? It's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. Anyone who told you it's going to be easy is lying to themselves. The government has been borrowing and borrowing and borrowing. Where is it going to get more borrowing? Should it continue to borrow to defend the Naira? This is senseless. So people who are condemning government, they're not being real to themselves. They should tell themselves the truth. We don't have the money, so we should prioritize what we spend our money on. We should reduce corruption, I agree, but we shouldn't waste money defending the Naira.
Thank you very much. Yesterday, gentlemen, CBN had to also inject another 500 million into the FX to do what we call backlogging in the Naira come up again. And like Femi just said, really, I don't even know why Nigerians are so bothered about having the Naira equivalent to dollar. I mean, we're using Naira in Nigeria. dollar is for the Americans. Europeans don't have time looking at how their money is to dollar or to Naira or anything. They are bothered about the value of their money inside their country. So I don't know this mentality we have. Femi is just putting it out very well. And yesterday I was thinking about this too. I mean, last time it was about
massive mark.
1.1 billion, and now it's $500 million. They've rejected
Massive
again.
mark.
Make sure
Massive
the Naira
mark.
comes up.
When it comes to international monetary system, when it comes to international money system, no, listen to this.
Wait, go ahead. I have answer for that. Go ahead.
Okay, now, what they're trying to do is to basically kind of stabilize, stop the rapid, mountain rock falling type of value of Naira. It is, other countries do it. They do it.
No, listen, no.
US does it sometimes.
No, we are doing it above our range. We should be focused on some other things. I mean, now
above your range.
Yes.
Yes. So the money is not there. The money isn't there, Gordon.
I'll break it down for you.
Gordon.
It's good too. All right, gentlemen. Time is running fast. We can't go out without talking about football. Tomorrow, Friday, we're playing Angola. Gentlemen, you need to follow football.
Kudos, man. You got me into this, man. I was yelling. I lost my voice the other day. Yeah, man. I lost my voice. Yes,
nice.
Yes.
Okay. We're playing Angola, guys. What do we say predict, or what's your take? What's your views on that?
We're coming on.
I'm afraid, though. I'm afraid. I don't know.
Listen,
I'm not afraid.
viewers are raising their thumb. We immediately we talked about Paul. We just have like
something?
11 people raising their thumbs. Go ahead.
Can I say something? Can I say something? You see, we defeated the lion. And David said, the way that I defeated this lion and the bear, I will defeat you, Goliath. Angola, get ready. Nigeria is coming after you. Nigeria is coming after you.
Femo, I know you're
look, so for me, I think this AFCON has been the best AFCON ever. I don't care what anybody says. Senegal, the so-called reigning champions are out. Morocco, the number one best that they thought was going to win, out. You understand? Ivory Coast just managed to scrape through by the neck of their tails. So Nigeria, I think, against Angola is going to be a very tough match. There's no easy match. No easy match there.
None is easy.
And they want to be competing with Nigeria because they're the powerhouse in Southern Africa with South Africa. So they want to compete. Remember, this is a West Africa against South Africa, Southern Africa competition now, because the North Africans, they know they're there. They don't go. So we have to represent as West Africans so that the final should be a West African affair. So I think it's going to be a tough match. I don't want to call it, but I think Nigeria will win.
Amen.
You all know what happened after the Cameroon match. They had to take some of our players in for testing to test dope, drug, and all that. And the good news is they all came out negative. And
jealousy, they do that. Don't mind them, Jerry. Jealousy.
Have you seen any winner that is giving excuses? Our losers that are giving excuses now.
Okay, gentlemen, this year, September 21st and then November 16th, some elections will be running in our country, Edo State and Ondo State. SSM News Echoes will be proving all the updates. So I want you guys to also stay alert, follow the campaign trail. Edo is September 21st. And Ondo is November 16th. So, I want you guys.
I think you should do a show with Olumide, the guy for LP, Labour Party candidate. Labour Party.
Olumide, we'll see if we get him on and some other guys.
I want to get him on my show as well.
Okay, George has some contacts too with some of them. So let's be on.
And if you can get Shaibu as well, Shaibu would be a good one.
Okay, Shaibu as well. All right, gentlemen. Also, Friday, come in and let's talk some other serious things too. A lot of big things are happening.
I wish you could have read some of the comments on there.
Yes, lots of comments, lots of it. George, you want to read them? Or let's do like a 2 minutes to go through them. Are you there?
Just quickly, I'm going to be one-on-one with one of the candidates in Edo State tomorrow, so that's going to be interesting.
Okay.
Mr. Agbomere. So he's already bought his nomination form for APC. We should see what's going to happen.
So you can bring him on board too. Let's have him here if he wants to. George, can you read that? Can you see what's
coming? When you finish, you drop me to read.
Okay.
George,
okay, let me just read this one.
Right where economy and Naira are consigned. However, you should stop thinking that Nigerians do not exist until the British came. You should re-examine his belief that Nigerian government owns Nigeria. Femi, some people are throwing jobs at you. Reorientate your brain.
I'm happy to accept that. I love it. I love it when they jab me. I love it. I love it.
Making impact.
Listen, on Friday, there's something big we're discussing. You guys need to be here. Elon Musk they've succeeded to do something that is unbelievable. Mankind has been able to produce a machine that will make human beings that have brain drain, human beings that have mental problem to still function, still do like human beings. Let's come talk about that. That's Elon Musk for you. Friday, viewers, join us. News Echoes Friday, we'll be there. But we've done it well, so nice today. Femi from UK, London. Femi, thank you. We appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.
The DG, Better Nigeria. He's actually passionate for a good Nigeria. Follow him, guys. Follow him. And we have our BD. BD is on point, on ground to give us what's happening in Nigeria. And the strong man that wakes up 3 o'clock early morning. Who could do that? Wakes up early morning, the freezing cold, to be with us, George Chukwu from Toronto, Canada. I say, hasta la vista to all of you. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, George.
Okay, thank you, bro.
All right. Thank you.
All
right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.